Hello traders, how is everyone doing? Let us quickly take a look at what we are expecting from tomorrow. And tomorrow being CPI, we have to be really careful because most of the time on CPI days we have wild moves. We get bulls and bears trapped randomly, and there can be multiple reversals throughout the day, right? So we need to be careful about that. And then we will mark out the levels that we have right now, and we will revisit that after the CPI data at 8:45 a.m. EST in the morning again. So let us start from the monthly chart as we normally do. If you see that the 5707 is still a target on the monthly chart, and we are progressing right towards that. The next target above that is 6003. That is 300 points away. So again, there's a lot of room to cover. If it goes, it goes, right? The way it is going in the next 2-3 months prior to the election, it is very much possible that we will come and hit the 6003 target. So we do not have anything bearish on this chart as of now. We have broken out of this wedge line and we are still moving. One more thing that we can take a look at, if this was the distance of the first leg that happened, the second leg was almost equal to that. And if we want to do the third leg above that, again, it also indicates that it will come to the 6000 area for sure. So on the monthly chart, we do not have anything to do except from buying at this point of time. Now let us take a look at the weekly chart. We have broken out of the profit targets that we had. So these are of no use anymore. So on the weekly chart, we have broken out of the wedge. We have got our 5660 measured move, and we have moved pretty much up from that. Now, if this is the wedge breakout, and if we even consider that these are the two candles that are closing above the week, 5880 seems to be a target if we consider that the leg is ending here, right? So even on the weekly target, we have to be careful around the this wedge breakout area, which is around the 40-45 line. We also have a very good support around 38 to 40. As I mentioned in the previous video, 38.5 had a ETH double top breakout today, so that 38 to 40 area will continue to be a very strong area of support. Looking at the 4-hour chart, we have got the 5668 level, which was one of the targets for the 4-hour bulls. And if we keep going up, we may very well come to the other 50% line, which is at 5737 here. I would actually mark the 50% between these two areas, which comes to the 5703 area. So based on the target that we have on the monthly chart, the 5703 area is the 50% of this gap. So we can actually go to the 5707, and then we will see whether the price is still trying to push up or we are trying to come down. We also need to remember that we had this wedge on the 4-hour chart, but if I tweak it a little right now, we will see that we have already completed the wedge here, right? If I consider this was the first touch, the second touch, the third touch, and we had the fourth touch finally. So now we will have to see that overnight if we are doing a two-legged pullback and then we are trying to go back up again on the 4-hour chart. So if it wants to go back up again, we will see the 5707 line. Even if that gets touched by the CPI and then we come down a little bit, take support somewhere in the 60 or the 40 area, and the day may actually start to go back up again and get to this 5737 line. That is very highly possible tomorrow. So at this point of time, the best support on the 4-hour chart is at the 5645.75 line or the 5646 line, as we were talking about earlier. If we break this 5646 line down, then we will get a chance to see that whether we are coming back to this balance zone again. I am pretty sure even if it comes down here, there will be bulls who will be waiting to buy here again. I will also keep an eye on this body gap that we have on the 4-hour chart. This may also act as a very good support area. Again, that is the 4-5 area. However, if you see that we come down to 3-0 and then go above and close above the 4-0 area, that may again be a very good buy above the 4-6 line. So at this point of time, the best support on the 4-hour chart is at the 5645.75 line or the 5646 line, as we were talking about earlier. If we break this 5646 line down, then we will get a chance to see that whether we are coming back to this balance zone again. I am pretty sure even if it comes down here, there will be bulls who will be waiting to buy here again. On the 4-hour chart, I would also keep an eye on this body gap, which is between the 40 and the 33 line. Now let us take a look at the hourly chart. If we see that we try to break down this trend line here of this channel, that was unsuccessful. We had a wonderful outside up bar at between 10 to 11, and we just started climbing from there. We went to the midpoint of this channel and we broke out of that, and we are still moving. So if we take a look at the hourly chart, this is a balance area that has been created on the hourly chart. So this 30.25 line I am expecting should hold even if the CPI data decides to come down tomorrow. This is the balance zone, so I'll mark it in blue. And right after that, we have the breakout of the 4-6 line. So this will also act as a very good line of support tomorrow. Apart from that, the 38 to 42 area, that is actually on the lower time frame. But if you see here, we have kind of a double bottom here. It's a lower low double bottom, and that will also act as a very good area of support, right? So if the price comes down, it is highly probable that it will bounce from here. If we break down the 30 area, we may again find ourselves in the lower 20s, and then we can come down to the 15 to the 13 area. So we will have to take a look at how the market has moved throughout the night in the Asia session and the London session. I think that the London session and the Asia session will try to push the price higher. So we will have to see what happens there. And then tomorrow morning, we will revisit these levels and see what has been happening. We will have another support on the hourly chart between the 6.4 to 6.7 area as well here. Now, if we look at this area, if we say that this was the first leg that moved up, we have already got 1:1 of that. We have got much more of that actually. However, if I bring it down to match it here, and if we try to get to another 1:1, it will come to the 5694 area, which we know is a generic support and resistance line, right? But I am thinking that it is very highly possible that it will go and touch this line sometime tomorrow. It may happen during the CPI as well. You never know. But then again, we will have to see if it goes and touches that, where are we coming and stopping. On the other hand, if we come and stall somewhere in the 30 area or in the 38 to 40 area, that can also become a very good area to buy. Now let us look at the RTA chart on 5 minutes. So if we see here, this will be the first level of support at 56.75 in this area. After that, we may come down to this balance zone. So this will act as another point of support. This is the 7.0 to the 7.1 area or the 7.2 area here. Below that, we have this bull flag that got created today, and that is at 63 to 60. So that will be another area of support. After that, we can come down to the 52.5 to 48.75. That is another area. In my opinion, this 45.75 or the 46 line will be the primary area of support tomorrow, below which we can again revisit this body gap that we have on the RTA chart. We did not even come close to the close of yesterday, so this area will still act as support. And if you see, we started bouncing right from this line at 40.5, and we went above around 50 points today. Once we are in this area, then we will have to see if it's coming and taking support finally in the 2.8 to the 1.5 area. So this is another area where we have a lot of bulls. We had a lot of bulls present. We came back down there and then gapped up today, and we created a huge leg up. Now, once we break down this 1.5 line, we may come back to see this 5606 line once again, the 5606 to the 5607 area. If you remember, the 5607 was the 4-hour target for the bears. We got that and we bounced from there. So that will be another good area of support. And if we finally break down below 5500, then we will see somewhere at 5592. This will be the next support. And after that, we will come down to the 5683 area. And further breakdown is possible. If we break down further, then mostly we will come down to the 5573 and then to the 5567 area. So these are the different levels of support that we have at this point of time on the RTA chart. Based on the ETH movement, I will see you guys again tomorrow morning at 8:45 a.m. EST to decide on what are the different paths that the price can take. And based on that, we will take the trades throughout the day. As always, please like, share, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel and click on the notification icon. If you want to join the call in the morning, the link to the Google Meet is given in the description below. Along with that, you will also find the link to the Facebook and the free Discord server that we have. You are very welcome to join there. That's all I have for now. I'll see you guys again tomorrow morning. Have a great night. Bye.